had before I did YouTube, I was like I saved up. I worked a job like a full-time job for like obviously this is gonna sound like privileged, like oh I worked a full-time job for a year and a half, but I worked a full-time job for a year and a half. That had decent pay, and I saved every dollar. Like I didn't spend on anything. I didn't buy a single like possession or anything. Like I had nothing. I didn't spend any money. I just saved, and then
Mhm.
after I saved up the money that I saved up, I quit my job, and I quit my job preemptively before I did YouTube, and I quit my job because I was going to do YouTube, and also I did have I did actually the only pay I had at the time was I had a pay from actually from Bad from Munchie
Oh yeah.
because I did development stuff with Bad. But it was minimal pay. I mean, it wasn't anything I could live off of. If I was to be, like living off of it, it wasn't enough. But I quit my job, going, okay, I want to pursue YouTube, and I have enough money saved up where if it doesn't work out, then I can always go back. I can always go back to, to to working like full time elsewhere, and then it at first, because the first couple months I was preparing stuff, and I was mostly trying to dev because I know there was like a prison reset or something, and I was deving that. And then I started YouTube and I blew up, and then I couldn't get like payment stuff sorted, so I wasn't getting paid at first, and also I wasn't like even monetized for a little bit. And then eventually when I was paid, it was like 4 months later or something. I remember like I had no money in my bank account. I had $0 in my bank account. I remember talking to Bad, and I was like, I might not have money for rent this month. Like Bad, would you be willing to like help me if I got to a situation?
I remember
And
that.
Bad was like, yeah, like totally would. And I was like, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
But I was owed money by YouTube, but I didn't get paid it. So I remember being like worried about that. Like, oh god.
Yeah, definitely having a support system or people who can assist you is a huge help. Like even if it's as simple as like you're living with your parents for a certain amount and like you can use them to help, maybe instead of putting money towards rent, your parents, you're putting money towards something else, like your business or something else. It's like little things like that can help be an investment like into your future, and everybody's situation is different, but I remember exactly what you were talking about, Dream.
Yeah.
See, that's crazy, and you blew up like really, really fast.
Yes, even with me, if I didn't like, I got lucky like with how fast I blew up. If I didn't blow up that fast, I probably wouldn't be doing YouTube. Like that sucks, but like I like putting like my all into everything when I do it. And so when I decided to do YouTube, I was like, all right, I'm gonna put my all into it for like months to make it work. And I can imagine like if I had blown up much slower, like it took like 3-4 months something for me to blow up. It sounds bad to say like I would have given up, but it wouldn't be me giving up. It'd be me being logical and being like, okay, I need money. I need to be able to live and
be able to eat.
to be able to eat and pay rent and stuff. So I probably would have not done YouTube, but
no, I totally know what you mean.
But yeah, so I was like, that's when even I took a risk by like I probably should have. I feel like in some situations, like if you can, it's good to prioritize like YouTube and stuff if you really have confidence that you can turn it into a career.
Yeah.
But you need to make sure that like I said, I saved up for like a year and a half, and also I'd saved before that my whole life. Like, because while I lived with my parents, I was saving every dollar. I mean, I didn't buy almost anything. I played on a laptop. I'll tell you this. This is another funny story. I played on a $200 laptop from, I don't know, from when I was like 13 until when I was doing YouTube. My first videos that I uploaded on YouTube on my channel, they're all recorded on a crappy old laptop.
Gosh.
And the first thing I bought with my YouTube money was a computer. That was the first thing I bought. Like, I bought a computer.
I think I remember like
I bought a mic.
After you bought that or something, you were like so excited. It came in and you were like talking about it. Like I'm so excited. Like, I'm ready to see like what it can do. Like I wonder how different it's gonna be or something like that.
Yeah, I remember with that like. I went like all out to I got like a really expensive computer that's like the best. I'm still using it obviously, but it's like the best computer you could possibly get basically. I remember people making fun of me like, you play Minecraft and you have like whatever the specs I have. But it's like with me, it was the first purchase I ever made, so I wanted it to be like that. I wanted to be spoiled. I wanted to spoil myself, even though technically because I needed it for my job, I wasn't really spoiling myself, but I was by making it a very good computer. That was the first thing that was the first purchase I ever made with my YouTube money.
No, I think you've highlighted a very important thing that I see. I actually see this a lot with a lot of YouTubers or Twitch streamers kind of miss this. You used a $200 computer, and that's that like for years. And that's the point, is that you don't need the absolute best equipment to like get started and pursue your goals.
Yeah.
Now, at some
Yeah, for
point,
sure.
you might need to expand and buy better equipment and things like that. But the point is, there's a lot of people who will. I understand, like, if you have no computer or no way of doing it, like, that's maybe like, okay, in that situation, yeah, you're probably in a situation where you can't pursue something. But there's a lot of people who have the resources and yet they don't
think they
pursue
don't.
something. Yeah, they're like, and that's the point. You don't need like the absolute beefiest machine to become a streamer. Or
I mean,
become
I
a
know, like
YouTuber or
Mr.
something.
Beast started on recording with his iPhone and editing with like Movie Maker. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's what he says. But
Yeah, I think he's mentioned that in some videos. But it's like that type of thing. So if you have like a passion for something, don't let the fact that you don't have the latest and greatest equipment stop you from trying.
yeah,
Because it's you're just holding yourself back. Or I guess don't let your circumstances hold you back. How did you all meet one another? We met way back in the day on a server that I was an admin on.